Throughout my life, I've been faced with so many different decisions to overcome a certain situation in my life. And I realized that it's not what happens to me, but it's what I do to overcome that situation. Because 10% of life is what happens to you, and the other 90% is how you overcome that. So the motto that One Revolution has of it's not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you is very close to my heart because it's something that I've lived. My journey really started back in 2002. I was just 19 years old, just a few years older than some of you guys here. I was out wakeboarding at my local lake in Castaic, just north of here. I was sitting on the railing of the boat where I shouldn't have been, and I fell over the side of the boat, and I must have scooped up the rope from the swim deck. The rope was still attached to the boat when I fell into the water, and instantly it severed my leg just below the knee. I woke up in the hospital the next day. I remember being in the intensive care unit and looking at my family and knowing that my life was going to change forever, that things weren't going to be the same. Getting back on the snowboard for the first time was one of the most frustrating things I've ever done, because when you know how to do something well and then all of a sudden you're put in a situation where things are different, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't just turn my darn snowboard. So everything that I learned for the years leading up to my Paralympic career was all through trial and error. It was figuring out what works on my snowboard and what doesn't. Being a mentor is really the final piece to the puzzle for me. It's like I've flown and traveled all over the world, met amazing people, I've experienced struggle, I've overcome struggle. How can I take those experiences now and share those with other people so that they can then do the same thing? Being a mentor to my kids, being a mentor to other young individuals who are living with disabilities is extremely important to me because it's part of that process. One of my strategies was to go all in no matter what. I was going to go all in. I sold all my tools at a garage sale for pennies to the dollar, and on Monday morning I drove out to Colorado to be a Paralympic snowboarder, and that was one of the best things that I ever decided to do. And as far as support, I was a part of a team. I was a part of a pretty good team. As a matter of fact, the United States Paralympic snowboard team. And that team took me to some of my greatest accomplishments and really showed me that being a part of the team is what's important. That's the stuff that's going to get you through things. Having that support from other people like your family and your peers. If there's one thing that I would want kids to walk away from after today's presentation, it's just to understand that you have the support in your friends and your family more than you know, that we never really do things on our own. Although we might have to step outside the box sometimes and make the decision to change on our own, we have that support from our family, and they're there. And all you gotta do is just reach out and ask, because we don't ever do things on our own. You know, we always do it with the help of others. And that's how I've gotten to where I am today. And so hopefully just sharing that message a little bit will give them the courage inside so that when they get to a moment that's challenging in their life, they can say, I remember that one day when that guy talked about the things that he went through. I'm going to try and do the same thing. And then if I can change one person in that room, then I've done my job.